on the process of using the tool for achieving a kind of insights within cybersecurity. I am therefore showing some maps that's far from being complete. It's just, I would say, seen as the steps I have been working through for the final presentation I'm going to. When it comes to cybersecurity, there are a kind of a codex you need to follow and be compliant with, depending on which kind of certification you have taken. So please be aware of that all information you type in the Copilot will be stored and searchable for everyone else. And mostly important, which I like on this product, is at the bottom line of your screen, MindMap AI can make mistakes. Please double check responses. That part is very important when it comes to available information within cybersecurity. The first map is this one. I know it's not that detailed when it comes to the SKU, seeing for you part, but I did ask a simple question, and I'm trying to do this rapidly so we don't waste too much time. In the bot, just ask this one. Oh, sorry.
Then sorry to interrupt. Are you sharing the mind map you created? Because we are still seeing the presentation slide.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I forgot. Yes, I got it. I'll switch to this one. I used the wrong. Sorry.
That's okay.
You should be seeing it now.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And this one, I just ask one sentence. Mind map manually. No, not mind map. Sorry. I asked this one just to see what it showed up. And the output, so to my surprise and I would say appreciation, turned out to be all this kind of information here. And you can see quite informative. Then I did go one step further. I created a new mind map, and this time I did prompt a little bit more. I prompted all this information here, and the output was this one. Curious by the thing, then I said I knew from experience that you sometimes might miss information. So I have noticed that a guide I follow doing presentations create the text he prompts in a simple note file. So as you can see here, I've put up a copy of all the text I'm using in this one, and then I have copy pasted it inside the Copilot here. Curious about the stuff, I thought I might go do something else. I just need to secure that you are watching my canvas. I asked for Microsoft certifications, and I wanted them as online training. And it popped up with all these kind of information. It's very valuable insights. But as you can see from my dialogue here, it develops from the beginning. I asked for a couple of things. I was aware of the Microsoft certification SC900, which is basic security. And I didn't find it in the first results. So I asked specifically for it, and I got this kind of information. And then I was asked if I would like to add it to the mind map, and I said, yes, please. The wording is very important when you use this tool, especially working within security, because there is, depending for us, non-native US-speaking persons, sometimes our natural language or when we translate it into British English, it gets one meaning. And if you use the British English, you sometimes get misunderstood for a US English speaking person. So be aware of the translation. Might give you some challenges outside. But as you can see, it did put it in the right place. Further, I dived a little bit more, and now I have to find the right one, which is this one. Oh yeah, I would like you to pay attention to that. When I started, I used the Copilot version 1.2. When I get to the final mind map, which I really got surprised, could be this one, then I'm on version 1.3, and this one is where I just made it this morning, not this one. I started making this one using all the questions or text I have, reusing some of the input, putting in a couple of new words. And then I got this one. And here I would say I get value for money because here I got something to work with. I could, for instance, click on this part and use the AI expand. And if I do so, just to make a shortcut, I end up with this one where I have used the expand function. And one of the benefits using the prompt here is that all what you have done so far, you can re-find it in the dialogue. It keeps sticking with the mind map. So when you get back and work with it, you can find, if you don't remember it, you can easily get like kind of reminder, what did I do? Oh, yes, I did this. Then you got something to work with. Because one of the things that's happening when you work with this tool is sometimes you miss an overview. Leads me to the next one here, where you sometimes you get diverted. Your focus is, I would say, limited by the fact you're using a monitor. If you had a whiteboard, you would be more free to follow all the paths down. So it's very easy to lose focus on this one. This is why I would say my recommendations is to have a pen and paper next to you. And so you keep focus and track on what is the intention with the model you're working with. Because if I was going to use this, continue working on this one, I might be interested in diving deep in a path like this one, the Apple path, which is not the purpose of this one. Sorry. So you have to stick to the purpose of your mind maps. So you have to really be loyal to what is the intentions with the model. It's very easy to dive deep, follow some paths, and go around, and then suddenly you would lose it. In my recommendations for using this tool, which I'm very fond of, I would say I find it very attractive. I would recommend you to look on the the videos that's available online on the portal. So you can get an idea of how each person uses the toolbox, because we have our own references and the context, which is king in everything you do when it comes to this one, is varies from person to person. So this is, I would say, on my experience, this one is very important for us non-native US speaking people. I don't know where I am on time, but in general, I hope you get an idea of how valuable this tool will be in order to get an overview. And as you can see from my notes here, I did some homework for creating it. I created some kind of text, and I said, this is the scenario I want to work with or start from. And it's quite interesting to see how things develops. I'm aware of there is a term called the pestle analysis, this one. I have read about the benefits of using it, but I didn't see it come up in a presentation where the startup scenario was cybersecurity certifications, which I find valuable. I don't know if there is any questions so far. We'll just use this one. I would say no to Dania. It's not necessary to use such a long prompt, but I was inspired by a person who showed the difference from starting with just a few words into creating this, defining the scenario. So yes, you can start with a small sentence like the first one I introduced you to. Then Alex asks if there are so many frameworks, so how do I even start figuring out which one matters? That's a good question. I myself have been in the same situation, but one of the trains I participated in, he said that, let me go to this one. What is this one? He said that you have the vendor specific like this presentation. Maybe I should enlarge it a bit. So you have like a path saying, okay, I want to be specialized within the vendors. Here it's just 3 out of, I would say, big 5 of when it comes to vendor specific certification. Then you have the more vendor neutral certifications, and ISC Square, which is here, is more like management, like leadership approach. You're a manager for technical teams and you need to know is what's required. If you are a technician and you want a more specific area within security fundamentals and design in general, CompTIA is a good way to go. I myself have the first CompTIA certification at home, and I find it. I like the technician part, but if I was in the role as a manager, it might be too technical. ISAGA is more, I would say, general IT information technology setup. It's not specific security. It's touching base with security. It's more like the overall approach to technical matters and management in general. I created some frameworks within technology that I have used previously in other scenarios, not specific for security, but more general when it comes to IT architecture. I use MindMap in a lot of scenarios. I use MindMap when I'm brainstorming myself. I use mind maps when I'm having conversations with my clients, when we're talking IT or even some business processes in general. It helps a lot in the communication using mind map. And as a part of the mind map is that you can open new mind maps for specific topics. You can add like a child, you can remove some notes, you can move up and down. There is a lot of features built in this tool and in other mind map tools, but think of it like a 3D. We normally orientate in 2D, but using a mind map, you can add a third layer, a 3D version. So you keep track of how you're thinking, the process of thinking. So it's very beneficial. I like it, and I benefit from it. I wouldn't say daily, but weekly, I benefit from using mind mapping. So I hope this will provide enough information on that question. The next question is cybersecurity background. I would say think of it as you want to work with a specific Microsoft platform, or you would be more widely used in general information. Both IC Square, CompTIA, Microsoft, and Cisco has a kind of a starting program certification, basic, like you're sticking your nose into the topic, see where it triggers you or where it doesn't. So you basically go for the first one, see where to go. If you just want a general understanding of cybersecurity and what it covers, what this area covers of topics you need to have insight in, ISC Square is this one here. They're basic, which is free. You can take it for free. You have one pass for certification in this tool. That would be a suggestion when you're newbie to cybersecurity. Recommended way to organize mind maps when they start becoming too big or confusing. We are not one. We are different in our mindsets. So what works for me might not work for you, Alicia. How I would do it is try to think in like numbers or letters or grouping. That would be my recommendation on this one. I know from experience that I'm so used to working mind maps that mine starts to be too confusing, too big and too confusing to share with other people. So what I do when I do presentations where I use mind map as I would say, supporting my argument, then I would think of three things in each mind map, because we by mind can have three things. We can cope with three things very easily, all of us. When you put in 10 things, you challenge people. If you put in 20, you lose people. So think of three to five, create a new mind map or a child to your existing mind map when things get too big. I didn't see this question coming. Otherwise, if I had seen it coming, I might have broken my mind maps here down into more what's it called, easily to consume lumps or topics. But it's think of 3 to 5 and go on from there. First of all, see the other videos available at MindMap AI as introduction to the features. We each have our favorites, and what I like might not suit your purpose. So be inspired by all the rest, all the other presentators. I would say use a simple text editor like I shared with you for creating your prompts, so you know what you have been asking, because it requires some attention to keep track of all the changes you put in or how you ended up. You have to be aware of that what worked, like I have shown here. I didn't dive into it, but there is a differentiation. It's a different second outcome of the same question, meaning that Copilot, MindMap AI Copilot, gets more wise, gets more information from day to day. So what you ask today and what you prompt today, if you prompt in 2 weeks from now, you might get more information or better information, more suitable for your purpose. So try to keep track of what you are doing for your own benefits. I would say keep focusing on the purpose of your mind map. It's very easy to be diverted mentally, and then it gets too overwhelming. Suddenly you have created a monster mind map and you don't remember where you started. So stick to it. Use the feature of creating new mind maps when you want to go in another direction. And if I understand it correctly, you can save X number, lot of mind maps. So you don't need to delete them. You have no limitations on that one. And I would say remember to clean up, because suddenly, like I had in another tool I used, I had like 50 mind maps covering the same topic. I couldn't remember which one was the one I wanted to share, so I had to walk through all of them in order to find the right one. So have some housekeeping rules yourself. And finally, first and foremost, keep attention to the bottom line of your screen. MindMap AI can make mistakes. Please double check responses. And this one is not only for MindMap AI, it's basically for all the people I have exchanged with that are shared, no, experienced, not shared, experienced AI users. They say there are flaws in the tools, so please double check the responses. And for this, with this sentence, I would say enjoy your time with MindMap AI. I'm not done yet. I still have things I would like to see what the output would be when I prompt some text I've been thinking of. Thank you.